How you doing, guys? Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. I hope everybody out there is enjoying the Foundation update. There's actually more to this update than meets the first look. And, you know, the thing that really it excites me the most is the improvements on the actual gameplay. The way that the game looks, so when you look around, it's just so silky smooth. But we're going to go ahead and go through the patch notes on this episode. One of the other things I want to do is feature some of your bases that you guys have built. So if by means of Facebook or Twitter, I'm even going to get an Instagram here. And I have one, but I don't go on it very much. But tweet me or message me your video clips or pictures of your first buildings, and I want to feature those in a video. But we're going to go over the patch notes here. And remember, they said that they were laying the foundation for building, and they were laying the foundation for other things to come. So let's see if we can see what some of those might be by looking at some of the patch notes. We're going to go through these pretty quickly because there is just a crap ton of patch notes here. So it starts off with general gameplay. Fixed technology becoming instantly fully charged when repaired. Fixed ship appearing on incorrect pad in space station after loading. Added interactable objects that required certain tech to collect. Added shootable objects that require certain tech to mine. Rebalanced resource availability and technology charge requirements. Fixed initial game flow, where traveling to space too quickly after visiting the monolith could prevent the first Atlas station notification appearing. Prevented player being prompted to scan for buildings before leaving the system after visiting the monolith. Prevented laser and melee attacks while in space from attempting to edit terrain. Prevented laser and melee attacks while in space? Improved calculation of resources received when mining terrain. Renamed signal scanners to signal boosters. Signal booster objects updated to search for playable bases. Suit upgrade pods and mineable resources. Signal booster objects updated to search for playable bases. Remove signal booster from being distributed on terrain, as player can now build them. Improved accuracy on environment detection, fixing causes where it rained inside caves. Never seen that happen before, but I probably would, I don't know, just assume it was dripping. Who knows, maybe it was a hard rain. Fixed galactic waypoints not loading correctly across saves. Removed Atlas Pass V1 requirement from doors in stations. Suit upgrade pods can now only be used once. Fixed collision and anomaly that was causing issues when exiting larger ships. Increase the number of different NPC character models generated per system. So that's cool. I remember in the last version we kept coming across, you'd come across the same one right after each other. Fix the game always remaining in daytime for players who began their save prior to patch 1.03. Fixed a potential crash and foliage instance render. Localization. Fixed stats page in Asian language. Fixed multiple issues with Asian language formatting. Multiple improvements and fixes to localization text in all languages. UI. Added new icons for specific types of primary resources. Fixed health bars not appearing on some targets. Added hazard and life support drain indicators. Fixed mission messages not appearing in a timely fashion. Beacons now notify the player that they will save the game. Fixed crash when creature IK animations were updated under certain conditions on the Discovery screen. Improved navigation in Discovery UI. Massive speed improvements to browsing huge Discovery lists. Increased size of Discovery storage. Added option to load earliest previous save in options menu. Fixed weapon naming. Fixed weapon naming. I don't know if that's procedural naming or if that's... I don't know. Added icon to remind players of the reload button when weapon is empty. Multiple fixes for viewing discoveries. PS4 added a photo mode. I was in it earlier and I couldn't find the photo mode. So if anybody knows how to access the photo mode on the PS4, let me know down below if you have any advice on that. Large optimizations to the engine to accommodate base building. For the PC, added support for up to 8 mouse buttons. Fixed better order position history for mouse smoothing. Fixed bug where setting gamma to 0 gave a fully bright rather than fully dark image, fixed hard limiting on save sizes with appropriate warning about free space on boot. Player is now notified when the shaders are being loaded, fixed occasional crash on exit, fixed performance of trail render and for some AMD cards, large optimizations to the engine to accommodate base building. Generation. Added some biome-specific plants. That is nice. Adopted a new method of distributing resource plants on terrain for more lifelike clumps of plants. Improved distribution of plant life across all terrain types. Introduced visual differentiation of red, green, blue star systems. Oh, cool. Introduced new mineable terrain resource found only in red, green, and blue star systems. So introduced new mineable terrain resources found only in red, green, and blue star systems. Reduced average building frequency. Introduced planets with elevated building density. Introduced planets with elevated building density. Curious. Introduced planets with no building or sentient life. That is amazing, and it's probably going to say it somewhere down in the patch notes, but the planets with no life at all, they have no music and no plant sounds. Not plant sounds, animal sounds. They have no animal sounds, like they did before, but like some of these planets, they don't even have, there's not even a blade of grass, let alone animals running around, and there's no music playing. You get this howling wind that is just truly, truly amazing. Increase the proportion of lush and tropical planets. Wow, that's good. Decrease the proportion of lifeless planets. I was in a star system that actually had 2 lifeless planets, and I tell you, a long time ago in some of the older videos, I said that the barren planets were the ones I was most interested in, and the 2 that I went on earlier today were really creepy. It was real eerie to be on a planet, and that howling wind that you heard and not hearing a single animal sound, it just made you feel completely alone. It was exactly what I was hoping for the first time around. Fixed bug where multiple ships could appear overlapping at the player's start scene. Prevented certain building types being incorrectly placed underwater. I thought that was kind of cool, seeing buildings underwater. I thought that was pretty neat. Prevented multiple buildings occasionally being placed in overlapping positions. Prevented buildings occasionally being placed intersecting with the terrain. Improved and altered per planet terrain resource generation, improving gameplay and visuals. Creatures, here we are on to the creatures now. Fixed evolution catch mismatches causing errors in creature knowledge and pathing. Fixed slow memory leak in creature role allocation. Improved creature animation speeds. Fixed issues where some creatures turns had the incorrect frame count. Fixed occasional crash when interacting with atmospherics. Increased proportion of vibrant blue skies. Corrected cloud levels for clear skies. Improved average cloud level setting. Fixed cloud rendering while flying in your ship. Improved atmosphere depth when transitioning to space. Increased fidelity of atmosphere rendering on nearest planet. Improved atmospheric fog as you fly to a planet. Improved fog method for planets seen on the horizon. All good stuff. Terrain. Improved terrain generation algorithms. Improved and extended blend areas between different terrain noise types. Terrains now generate more open spaces. Smaller features now appear at higher LODs to improve visuals in the distance. Fixed objects being placed on incorrect terrain material types. Improved resolution of distant planet terrain. Decreased differences between planet as seen from space and actual planet terrain. And that's one of the first things I noticed when I left the planet and I came back. The landmarks that you see from space, I actually seen them generate as I came towards the planet's surface. So that was actually really cool. Fixed seams on planets when seen from space. Improvements to terrain material selection and terrain material blending. Terrain generation priority and cost calculation improvements. Fixed terrain generation angle calculations which would previously prevent nearest region being generated first. We now generate caves on lower terrain LODs to decrease visual differences in lower detail terrain. Introduce more varied and vibrant coloring to terrain for each biome, decreased frequency of brown terrain color sections, changed texture scales to improve transition between terrain loads, improved terrain color combinations to add variety and better match terrain contouring, improved terrain texture blending method to better retain vibrant colors, improved setting of hue saturation and value noise variation on terrain, fixed a number of issues causing holes to be seen in the planet terrain, fixed occasional crash when mining terrain. Visuals, fixed color of muzzle flashes on player weapons. That's another thing I noticed. The laser itself looks improved. Added muzzle flashes to ship weapons, added cockpit lighting for damage and weapon firing, added debris to freighter explosion effect. Wow. Improved freighter cargo explosions, improved photon cannon hit and space explosion effects, improved turret explosion effect, improved grass color section, improved grass coloring method to match underlying terrain color, improved grass placement to match gradient of terrain and rocky terrain slope patches, improved lighting on grass, improved alpha cutoffs and blending of grass in the distance, improved coloring methods for on-planet buildings, fixed pop-in lighting when flying between planets, fixed incorrect lighting seen in the shadow areas, improved lighting method when rendering tree leaves, fixed procedural texturing on objects with multiple overlapping textures, fixed size of certain texture atlas normal maps, fixed texture scaling on asteroids, zinc plant is now more obvious when it has been gathered, fixed occasional rendering errors due to precision on cockpit during warp, fixed pulse lines not appearing when pulse driving out from a planet atmosphere, fixed shadowing artifacts on imposters. Yeah, that one's lost me. Space. Improved asteroids to allow much denser fields, improved explosion effects, fixed scale of moons on the space map, added freighter groups to the space map, changed distribution of resources in asteroids. I noticed that too. AI ships will now clear asteroids in their path. AI ships will now clear asteroids in their path. Planets are now scannable from space to see their resources. That's very good very good addition. Space combat, fixed bounty targets warping out too soon. Improved HUD indicators in space combat, added damaged ship effect on AI ships. Ooh, really? Added formation flying for us? Improved locking on passive starships, improved AI combat flight patterns, added new ship weapon technology, holding brake while turning now activates drift for fast turns. Now, that was supposed to be in the 1.03, and I never noticed it, so I can't wait to get in there and try that now. Improved AI ship freighter attacking, improved freighter targeting code when under attack by enemy ships. And then we go down to freighters, fixed pulse drive to prevent travel through freighters, improved docking code, added hangar to the lead freighter, added docking in freighters, added icon to accessible freighter hangars, added coloring to cargo drops to identify what is in them. Cool. When you can now only pick up cargo drops that will fit in your inventory. Added auxiliary freighter ship to freighter groups, added alert lights and alarm audio when freighters are in combat, improved turret lights and explosions, improved muzzle flashes on freighter turrets, added indicator of cargo contents. Freighter commanders now give rewards for rescuing them from pirate attack. Awesome. Very good. Fixed collision on freighter cargo containers. Now here we go to the audio, which I noticed a massive improvement. Audio updated the lush ambience to make the wind sounds less noisy. I noticed the wind sounds were a lot more noticeable on the barren planets. Ambient background fauna now checks for the presence of creatures. Good. Added rain on foliage, added rain on ship, notice that definitely. Added freighter specific footsteps. When on a dead planet, no music will play. Notice that. That was amazing. An amazing touch. Something so simple. So simple, and it was just so amazing. Round table prop now plays an appropriate sound. Round table prop now plays an appropriate sound. Added more music to the loading sequence and game start. Added audio to new base building props. Created sounds for new base building props. Added audio to freighter, doors and internal freighter ambience. Added freighter explosions. Added freighter alarm. Cool. Added ambient radio comms when approaching a freighter. Fixed missing sounds when in a space station due to the mix setting. Multi-tool upgrades now affect audio. Good. Lots of minor mix changes. Changed some compression settings for PS4 audio to make the sub-channel audio play more reliably. And that is it for the patch notes. A lot of little tiny changes that actually go into making the whole experience seem a lot more enjoyable and real and immersive. Such as the no music playing on some of the barren planets. Really good touch. It just, if the music's playing, with no music playing, it really makes it feel like you are definitely alone. All right, so now that we have all those patch notes, man, there's just too much to break down one by one. So I think what we're gonna do is look at the most interesting ones and single those out in an upcoming video. But we are going to start a new series. We're going to start a survival series, and we're going to start a creative series. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I want to showcase all of your builds. So if you want your build, your base or whatever in an upcoming video, go ahead and just tag me in it, or send it to Facebook, exploringms.com, whatever you got, whatever social media. One of the things that I want to do for a lot of people is, I caught a lot of flack for saying, hey guys, they're working on it, and a lot of people kept calling me a liar and stuff like that. But what I want to do is the way that I knew that they were working on it, and a lot of people, I don't think that they know this, is there's a Steam app that you can actually check their activity to what they're actually doing. I'm going to put that link inside the description every single time I upload something, so that way people can just click on it. And even if you don't play on PC, it's good to look at that, because the PS4, I don't think it has like an internal build to look at to see if they're testing anything or updating or uploading anything without making it public yet. So the Steam app, even though you're on PS4, is still good. You can click on it and you can see how many hours ago or how many days ago they've uploaded something to this internal build. So I'm going to put that in the description. It's always going to be there, so that way people can kind of keep tabs on what's going on. But this is awesome. This is great. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a subcast on this Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Get on the show. Let's talk about the update. Let's talk about what you're doing. Been a while since I did a subcast. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to get into the game. I'm going to start recording some gameplay and see if we could start figuring some of this stuff out and start our series. As always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging around. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you all in the next video. Until next time.